What's up, cool people? I'm Matt Conroy. Welcome back to my vlog, and I don't know if you could tell from the lighting and stuff, but I've got some pretty significant sunburn on my face. The power went out at like 2 a.m. yesterday, and it was out until like 1 or 2 p.m. on that same day, so most of my methods of keeping myself entertained were rather lacking. Either that or I just didn't want to use them because I would like drain the battery on my laptop, for example. So, even though it was a day that I had off, I was outside after lunch spending about 2 hours playing with the kids out here. We did kickball, a lot of us, and then it kind of spread out into various things as people started leaving and or joining the game of football that was going on, which I also eventually joined myself. And yeah, it was just a fun day. If I could have every day be like that, I would be totally content and just not be worried about too much of anything. But alas, that doesn't always happen. Also, kind of just looking back on that day kind of made me realize, uh, I guess in a way, I feel almost kind of sorry for, well, for one, the state of our society, and two, just like kids that live in like inner city areas, especially, or really just kids that are in a situation where they can't just go out and have fun with other kids from the neighborhood, or you know, just where they don't have the ability to just go out and have a blast with stuff like kickball or basketball or football or whatever outdoor games you might think of. You know, when it comes to all of this stuff, I mentioned the kind of the inner city kids specifically just because obviously it's a lot tougher for them. Uh, Other than maybe some designated park areas, they have hardly anything to work with because it's all busy streets and traffic and businesses and all that kind of stuff where can't you can't be playing outside in the middle of a busy road. It just doesn't work. But even then, on top of that, you pile in the factors of, okay, like, people who live around there are going to know where the parks and playgrounds and stuff are, where the designated kind of public basketball court or whatever is. And as sad as it is for me to say this, it's not really safe for kids to just go out there and have fun to the point where it's getting to be that nobody will do that in highly populated areas anymore, just because it's deemed such a high risk. Because if there are no trusted adults around keeping an eye on the kids that are playing, then some not trusted adults could just swoop in and do Lord only knows what. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where I feel kind of sorry for kids in that situation because, I mean, I just had a lot of fun yesterday playing kickball and football with all these kids because I was in a protected environment. There's literally a gate at the front of the campus, so nobody can just unexpectedly swoop in and start causing trouble. I feel like some people have gotten a little bit too wary of the potential for, kids in public to suddenly either get themselves in trouble or to have somebody else come in and cause trouble. I mean, I will grant that it does happen, and probably far more frequently than I'm aware of. But I don't know if we really need to go to the extent of labeling it child negligence to have a kid out in a park on their own. Would it be better for them to have an adult there with them? Yes. But it's just all sorts of complicating factors. People are busy. They can't always take the time to go out there and watch, or in some cases join, which is what I would do if I were in that situation. But, you know, I don't think it's as much of a risk as some people make it out to be. And really, in the long run, I don't know if labeling that kind of stuff, having a kid out at, like, the local basketball court unsupervised should really end up being a criminal charge for child negligence. It just feeds into the problem of kids not going outside enough all the more. Which, I am definitely a believer that kids need to have some time outside to just let loose a little bit. But, all these complicating factors are making it so that they can't anymore. So then people, can't help but have them kept inside, generally playing video games or something like that to keep them entertained. Especially given that inside spaces are typically kind of crowded. Either you've got reading or board games or card games or video games or, something that only takes up a designated small amount of space. And it's just a little bit too limiting in my mind. I know there's no concrete solution that would be quick and easy and simple, but I don't know. It's just one of those things where I feel like there's got to eventually somehow be a way to have it not be such a problem for kids to go outside, even in a busy city area where lots and lots of people live. Have there be some kind of solution to all of this other than just let's shove the kids inside in a very small contained area for the hours that their parents aren't able to watch them. Because there's no progression of freedom anywhere along that line. And I think that's an important thing to also kind of start introducing once you get to certain ages, is just slight little bits of freedom, also responsibility, but freedom here and there. So that's what really kind of, after I was done having all my fun with the students from the school here, because since the power was out, they didn't have school, by the way, in case that was a question mark you were wondering, like, why aren't they in school? Well, the power was out, so they canceled school. Anyway, so yeah, after I was done having fun with them for a couple of hours, just playing games outside and that kind of stuff, it made me feel kind of sorry for those that don't have that option available. So, yeah, anyway, just one of the many thoughts that swirl around in my head. I think about a lot of things that I don't necessarily talk about, but, that's just kind of the nature of my brain. Anyway, so, yeah, I guess that's all I've got this time around. Just kind of random what came to my mind sort of thing. So, anyway, definitely feel free to leave some comments on this particular topic. If you think you have some ideas or just thoughts regarding that topic of kids who aren't really allowed to go outside anymore. I feel like if we completely get rid of that dynamic in kids' lives, it's really not going to be good for them in the long run. How exactly, I'm not entirely sure, but I guess I hinted at a couple of things. So anyway, yeah, comments down below. regarding this topic or any others that you'd like me to talk about. As always, like and share if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel to see more of my stuff as I post it. And if you're watching this on YouTube, click the bell button and do the thing where you can have more of my videos on your homepage, so then you won't have to do as many clicks long term to get to my videos. Or if you'd rather keep up with me on Facebook and Twitter, I have those as options. You can find me at Matt Conroy YT on both of those. So, yeah, there's all the different ways to follow me, and keep an eye on what I'm doing if you're interested. So, yeah, I guess that's all I've got. So, hope you're all doing well, and I will see you in the next video. Stay cool, people.